My name is Emily Boggs, and I'm going to be spending the next few minutes telling you all about my hero. When I was given the assignment for this speech, I had no idea who my hero was. This made me think of the character traits of a hero, such as courage, selflessness, humility, patience, and caring. In thinking of these traits, I realized that there have been many heroes in my life, but my dad is the one that stands out to me right now. From birth, I have had a sensory processing disorder, which means that my senses can be overwhelmed easily. And because of this, I have difficulty with balance and motor coordination. So the stories I'm going to tell may help you to see why my dad is my hero. I was 3 years old, and because of my difficulty with balance, I would absolutely refuse to take my feet off the floor. About that time, we were renovating the kitchen and removing a wall between the kitchen and the living room. So my dad decided that there was no better time than the present to teach me how to ride a tricycle. Now, teaching me how to ride a tricycle was no easy task, because I would much rather sit and have a tea party than do anything active, mostly because of my issues with balance. At that age, I absolutely loved Hannah Montana and would sing her songs all the time. So the only way my dad could get me to ride the tricycle was to have her music playing to help distract me from focusing on my feet not being on the floor. My favorite song to sing while riding was The West of Both Worlds, which was supposed to be the best of both worlds. Once I got the hang of it, I would ride around the kitchen singing at the top of my lungs, The West of Both Worlds. Another time my dad helped me through some sensory-dominated times was when we went to Disney World. We were on Main Street, USA, one of the busiest places in Disney World, and of course, I was overwhelmed. So we found this little store full of hats, and we were just looking around, and I turned, and Goofy was right here. And the strange thing was, his ears were down to here. And then, it hit me. My dad had dressed up as Goofy in front of the entire store, much to my embarrassment. However, he had distracted me from being overwhelmed, and at the same time gave me a memory that will last a lifetime. When I was 4 or 5 years old, my parents had free admission to Busch Gardens. But my dad knew that would not be a very fun trip for me because I have such a hard time with the rides. So my parents decided to take me to Williamsburg instead, where they got me a full colonial costume and everything. I remember just walking around and taking in everything I could. How the china was set in the governor's mansion, how the flowers smelled, and even how the bricks were laid. To be perfectly honest, this is where my love of history began. So in that way, my parents gave me the greatest gift there is. They gave me a love of learning, taught me that God made me with all of my differences for a purpose, and gave me fun ways of dealing with those differences. They showed me this by accepting me the way that I am and allowing me to learn the way that God designed me to learn. So as we leave today, I want to challenge you to go out and to have the courage to accept people for where they are and to help enable them to be the person that God created them to be. Thank you.